We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Enough volatility for you? Insane, right? Now, what do you do now? Well, the market may have a little bit of indigestion as it figures out what to do about the recent crypto movements. Now, I suspect politicians may be about to find out what happens when you start messing around with economics, even if it's for national security reasons. Currently, as I'm talking, you have things like the yen moving around and things like gold going up. And people in crypto are like, how come they didn't moon my bags? They said they were going to moon my bags. So you got a lot of things going on. But at the end of the day, here's where the world really is. The world is long the present, long whatever it is they're looking at, and they're not focused and they're not long, they're short the future. They're not thinking about the future. They're just thinking about whatever is in their bag that's not working, or they're thinking about the fact that the government owes them something as it relates to their bag. Okay? None of this is true. And as the truth sinks in, the market may have a little bit of indigestion. Now, here's the great news. Here's the great news. If the market holds itself together, awesome. The next problem will be equities. We'll get caught in that a little bit, but we already took our punch. Like, what are they going to do? Take Ethereum down 50% over a weekend again? No. So we took our punch. Now, the market holds itself together and you don't have any events over the next 72 hours, then crypto could turn around and start to rotate higher. Because again, the focus will eventually be on the future. They built a sovereign wealth fund so they could invest in the future, not in the past. This is lost on people. Metaplanet, a Japanese company, is buying Bitcoin. Why? Well, because there's a problem with the yen. And every time the yen goes crazy, capital markets go crazy. That's a separate issue. But fiat is no bueno. Gold is telling you that. And everyone in crypto has lost track of why we are here. We are not here to have a 2021 magical bag pump, because that's not how it works. And we have been providing guidance to people about how to approach the market in, you guessed it, Patreon and the YouTube member area. We have been live during this whole mess. Where's your portfolio? The future? What's the best coin? How about Ondo? See the announcement today that they're coming out with 24/7 crypto trading, right? My bags. Oh my God. I know my bags too. Trust me, bro. I got it. My bags. Oh my God. What do I do? And then there's what coins to get after the market crash. And what do you hodl? Like everyone goes, hodl. That's all they say. Hodl. Okay. Hodl what? What sector? How do I think about this? Okay. Patreon, again, the middle tier offering. Okay. That's what, that's the place where we're giving you all kinds of guidance about super cool stuff like antivirus, right? Like I do lots of, expanded posts about antivirus in Patreon. So please feel free to come check that out. And of course, there's LuxAlgo, the chart program where we will go through the 4-hour charts. And then there's the Bill Noble version of or add-on to LuxAlgo, which has a lot of interesting Elliott Wave stuff. And of course, don't forget the Bitcoin 2025 conference. Go get the alpha, get the information that you need. If you don't know anything about crypto, you want to learn about crypto? Here's how I learned about crypto. I read half of a book, started to chart it by hand, and I went to a conference. I learned more at a conference than I did in 6 months of studying it by myself. Matter of fact, after I went to a conference, everything that I was studying made more sense. If you're going to Vegas, we got a QR code for you to get you a break. Support the channel. Come check it out. You don't know what's going on? Don't worry. Markets are meant to be uncertain. Markets are meant for people to take risk, obviously. And as I learned in business school, price is a function of a set of information. On the memberships, price is a function of a set of information. The person who understands the set of information the best wins. Why do you watch the market update? Why do you join the YouTube member area? Why do you join Patreon, where we have a chat function where the community can talk to each other and me without it worrying about being some weirdo on Instagram or whatever? Price is a function of a set of information. The person and people who understand this information the best win. Come join us. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the news. We're going to go over the charts. Okay. The news is important because nobody thinks it matters. Everybody's like, well, good news isn't good news because my bags went down. I can see how you would say that. But I think we need to think about it a little deeper than that. Just a little. Okay. We got to get long the future. This is the theme for the member group. And we've talked about the coins and we've showed the bubble charts. We're going to talk about what long the future, the mentality means. And we're going to look at the TA because I don't know, maybe the crypto market's going to have an incredibly volatile 72 hours, right? Maybe it's going to be like, well, it was all the way down and then maybe it'll go all the way up, or maybe we'll just do this. And hopefully there's no other disturbances or we don't find out why gold's really going up. And if we are, we're going to find out now. That's the good news. Something bad's going to happen. It'll just happen and it'll reveal itself soon. But at the end of the day, am I getting out of this market? No. Am I giving up on this market? No. Matter of fact, the harder it is to stay in, the more you should stay in projects you care about, projects you like, and projects you know why you're in it, which has been the standing speech by the talented Toby Ward for the last 3 podcasts as we have walked our members through how to think about this market when it is going down and what coins and sectors to be looking at. And we will go through some of that today. But if you need guidance, you want to be on the future, come see us. Okay. Now let's welcome who's here. My bad. Okay. We do have some new emojis out. We have crypto happy hour in the member area. So, there's a blue bottle and a guy smoking an emoji of a guy smoking a cigar. That's both, that's like a McAfee salute as well. So for $4.99, you can get in on the emoji game and get special shout outs and requests. Okay. Randall, ain't I smoking? John McAfee's meme coin. Oh, privacy services, space with Janet coming soon. Big Rich, what's up? Right. What's up? Okay. Richard Barry is here. Hello. Alexandra, Philip, Bob Martin, Bull Runner, Diogo, T-Bone, got him on a lunch break. Nasha, Grandpa Keeter, what's up? Donato, Joe Mike, Jay Barbie, members, Patriot Caveman, Cat D is here. Welcome. That antivirus look. Gian Cali, BitBoy Al, James Bond, Art Caffeine, right? From Vegas. Welcome. Chase Wright. Tulsi from Denmark, where they know how to do the sovereign wealth fund in style. Okay. XRP, what is going on? We'll talk about it. Okay. Antivirus, Yappy, yes. King D, right? Sergio's here from Germany. Welcome. Area Slick. Lunch break it is for T-Bone. All right. Got to turn the lunch break into the golf break. We will do that one day. Okay. So let's take a moment to review what happens when you put a major crypto figure on the front cover of a major business magazine. you get boneheaded YouTube influencers go, well, you know, it probably means a rotation from Bitcoin to altcoins. Meanwhile, there were savages out there going, yeah, bro, it actually means a mega top and we're going to liquidate everybody. So anytime you see a crypto figure on the front page of a magazine, that would be it. I mean, I didn't think we would ever see a sequel to the Luna tattoo from Mike Novogratz, where he got a tattoo of Luna at the high right before it fell apart. Okay, so Michael Saylor was on the front cover of a magazine, and then the market went down. Obviously, if you go down 50%, it's a local top. I don't think it's the top, obviously, but that wasn't good. Now, interesting how this is going to affect Mike's behavior going forward, right? So Mike is on the magazine, the market goes down. Then the market goes down in such a way where, for whatever reason, he doesn't buy Bitcoin because he's been buying and buying and buying. Probably because the people he's been borrowing money from are like, thanks, Mike. Great. We've lent you enough money. The market's going down. You know, everybody loves it on the way up. At 110, it's great. But at 98, it's there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Can't buy it when it's down. We'll lend you all the money you want at the top, but when it's down, we won't lend you any money. So Mike takes a break, and now he's got to put something out and says, hey, it's a big Bitcoin strategy day. You're right, it is. Because Uncle Sugar is going to buy it. And if there is a market problem here, if there's a currency problem in fiat, like the yen, this is happening right now as I'm talking, right? It's like the thing that wrecked the market in August is now percolating. So, you know, we do have a risky 72 hours. Okay, fine. Whatever. We just lived with 50% down on a weekend. What are they going to scare us with? 3 more days? Fine. But Mike has to figure out what to do. And if anything, we're out an influencer temporarily, or he's got to come back stronger and say, you know what? I don't care about the magazine cover. I don't care if the market went down. I want it anyway. Okay, it's going to be very interesting to see what he says. And even if he doesn't say anything, trust me, Michael Saylor is drooling about getting Bitcoin at lower prices. Let's put it that way. Check crypto Twitter at like the weather for the latest tactical downside target. Like if Bitcoin's at 100, it'll go to 90. And if Bitcoin's at 90, the downside target is 70. You know, we'll go through the charts. Okay, now, yeah, so people are not happy with Donald Trump. Why? Because he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Exactly. And I think part of the reason why you had this epic dump in crypto is because everyone thought that his job was to moon our bags when his job is to do everything he said he was going to do. Right now, that created a disturbance where people all got leveraged and people realized that, wait, he's going to do tariffs and not moon Bitcoin, and everyone sold. Because everyone was long, and everyone was long on leverage because they all think that they have an infinite amount of time to make money. It's the 2021 addiction. And guess what? It's not working that way, and it won't work that way, which is what we've been telling members for a while. So everyone got long, everyone got entitled, everyone thought the government was supposed to moon their bags. They didn't, and everyone got liquidated. That's it. And we may have 3 more days of that because you don't know. Tariffs can create problems in legacy. They can create problems in the currency market. We may be subject to things that we don't know about for, say, 72 hours. And if there's nothing to worry about, there's nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, BlackRock just continues to launch Bitcoin products in Europe. Because you know what Europe needs? Everybody out there in Europe, what do you need? The green button. Annoyed with things that are going on? Not happy with how it's going at the grocery store? Not happy with the people running the show? Worried about what you say on Facebook? Okay. I just need the green button. BlackRock is like, hey, you know what? We're not the greatest group of people in the world, but you know what? We can give you the green button. How about that? How about the green button? So if you want to make your voice heard, you can. And of course, we make money as in BlackRock. But you bring Bitcoin, you give Bitcoin to the Europeans, and all of a sudden, things might change. European governments see Bitcoin at 120K. Bitcoin mooning led by Europe. Maybe we can get Art out of the Amsterdam airport night shift. You know what I mean? Like let's help our friends in Europe. For real. Okay, so BlackRock just continues to indiscriminately buy. One thing that people are not realizing about this thing where you have a strategic Bitcoin reserve and you have a sovereign wealth fund, no sovereign wealth fund just operates on its own. No mutual fund, no pension fund, no anybody just operates on its own. They get research, they get ideas, they get trading strategies. They get it from broker dealers and banks and people like BlackRock who want those companies to do business through them. We want you to buy and sell through us. We might earn a commission and we can see what you do. It's very valuable. You go walk down Wall Street, you got giant skyscrapers full of people. That's part of what they're doing. They're, making ideas and building relationships with big players. So if you have a sovereign wealth fund, okay, and if you have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, you're going to be talking to BlackRock. You're going to be talking to Goldman, and BlackRock and Fidelity are like they're the leaders in this. So of course BlackRock is just going to indiscriminately. That ETF is also probably getting inflows from people realizing that the DeepSeek moment, which is the moment where you realize that, if you have an invincible business model, it's not invincible in the world of AI. I'm summarizing what I get from another thought leader, Jordi Visser, who I used to work with, right? DeepSeek lesson is simple. The whole world can change in a split second. My father used to say that. Your whole life can change in a split second. So DeepSeek, it's like, oh, wow, DeepSeek. Wow, NVIDIA should go down. We got to look at everybody's accounting now. Why are we long these stocks? This is going to go on all the time. And crypto, we're used to this. But meanwhile, people are going to allocate money to Bitcoin. Like, oh, wait a minute. I know what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is money that you can't print. And a computer is not going to want to use fiat when it comes for AI agents to start doing transactions. That's it. That's it. Matter of fact, according to Jordi, and he's absolutely right, Bitcoin could be the ultimate AI play. And I think it's Web3 too. Crypto is the future, right? Long the future, short the past, and even the present. Long the future. Larry is long the future, right? BlackRock listing exchange traded products in Europe. So it's not an ETF, but it's like the thing that Grayscale used to have, GBTC. It's a product that trades on equities, and the product is simply like a container that holds Bitcoin. It's just different than an ETF. Who cares? Let the Europeans go to town. Let them go to town, for God's sakes. Semler Scientific acquires 870 Bitcoin. Why? Because there are a bunch of guys in flip-flops who are like, yeah, let's do a cool trade today and have the government pump our bags. Or is it a bunch of serious guys in suits going, you know what? How can we make money if there's a problem with the currency? Or how can we protect ourselves if there's a problem with the currency? Or how can we make our company famous? Or D, all the above. People who are doing this are not totally stupid. They're not stupid at all. They have a reason why they're doing it. Now, will it work? World Liberty Financial bought the high. That's okay. Will it work? I don't know. But gold is going up, and I promise you, in 2025, you are going to figure out, you are going to see why these companies are buying Bitcoin and why governments want to buy Bitcoin. You're going to see it. And you're going to see the need for Web3 too. Now, you may see a lot of epic volatility before that, but eventually someone's going to go, I think we should do this crypto thing. You know what? We should get off the legacy elevator and just go down to the ground floor, get on the crypto elevator and get on that train. Because again, whatever they did over the weekend and whatever they're going to do for the rest of this week, if you had a top on Friday, you'd have a bottom on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll do a 7-day round trip. They'll sell it. We'll have indigestion. They'll bottom it Friday, and then off we go. When people realize that, hey, this is the future, and, I better get myself some hyperliquid and everything like it. For Semler Scientific, hyperliquid is Bitcoin. For us, it's hyperliquid or Hedgic or something else. 22 U.S. states have introduced digital asset reserves. Why? Well, I don't know. Probably because it's cool. I mean, government officials are not geniuses, right? It's cool and people want it. And if Bitcoin goes up, it makes them popular. And the currency's trash. And they know it because they go to the grocery store too. It's that simple, right? Their citizens buy Bitcoin. They buy Bitcoin. There's a little bit of a wealth effect. Something positive happens. Like who is going to stop the price of eggs and chocolate bars? I don't know. You're just going to have to figure out, and you're just going to have to get involved in a different form of money. Fidelity buys ETH. So in the stock market, in the crypto world, we're like, well, we're kind of down on this. But in the equities world, ETH is a big currency that's cheap because it's underperformed Bitcoin massively. And at the beginning of every year, stock market players sell the outperformers like NVIDIA and buy the underperformers like NVIDIA, like Ethereum. Literally, they do it automatically. They just, they give you like a one-page sheet. These are all the assets at the top that did well. Okay, we have a diversified portfolio. Sell some of those assets and buy the stuff that got hit the worst. As far as stock market people go, like Ethereum isn't doing well. So they buy it. Now, crypto people are like, well, we're kind of down on this. You know what? DeFi is coming back one way or the other. It is. I don't know if it's coming back on ETH. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I don't blame Fidelity. And even if Fidelity's trade is wrong, when there are 10 more ETFs, because there will be, because the Sovereign Wealth Fund is going to buy crypto ETFs. The Sovereign Wealth Fund, they're not going to want to set that up, and they're not going to be messing around with, who holds my Algorand. They're going to put Algorand and the Made in America cryptos in the ETFs, and the Sovereign Wealth Fund is going to buy the ETFs. That's how that's going to work, right? And the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve will be just that. Okay? So Sovereign Wealth Fund does Web3, and it's so funny. The thing announced, everyone's bags didn't magically levitate, so now everyone freaked out and sold or doesn't know what to do or whatever, right? There's all this volatility. It's like, wait, my bags didn't move. Oh, tariffs. Oh, I didn't think that mattered. Wait, tariffs matter, but it matters in the currency market? Oh, the currency market impacts my bags? Oh, welcome to 2025. Subscribe to the channel. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to the channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. And you know what? If the content doesn't work for you, hit the like button. Because you know what? It eventually will. It eventually will. Obviously, you want to be in the YouTube member area for guidance, sectors, picks, TA from me and Toby Ward. $870 billion asset manager, Standard Chartered Bank, says Bitcoin could reach $500,000 4 years from now. Now, that's nice. But what does the world look like with Bitcoin at $500,000? Because we can't pump it on good news. So how does it pump? I don't know. Maybe because something scary happens. This is the thing that people don't understand about crypto, right? People think it's just like a giant party where it's like you're at a disco and it's like, and you're just like watching your phone, and you're showing your phone to the people you're trying to attract. And it's just, no, it's not how it works. Yeah, you see that on TV and on Twitter, but in reality, in the new world, crypto could go up because there's a serious need for a different form of money. You have Bitcoin at $500,000. Anybody who's ever seen the Mad Max movies, you go outside to go to the grocery store and you could be living in like a Mad Max kind of world, in theory. Or you could be living in a world where things are just really different, right? Like when Donald Trump wants to do what he said he was going to do, he's stirring up the pot, right? I mean, for years, everybody was like, oh my God, don't say or do anything that's going to stop the stock market from going up. Don't mess with the Fed. Just let them keep printing because that stock market just keeps going up. Well, guess what? He doesn't care. So you could have a whole new world, but when you have a whole new world, you have volatility. You're going to have a lot of volatility in the world for Bitcoin at 500K. If your bags are going to 10X and Web3 is going to emerge, you're going to be looking at a different world, which is why, I want to do Bitcoin. I want to do Solana. I want to do XRP, right? You maybe do a little Ethereum. I'm all hot to trot on antivirus. Like, I'm making videos. Give me a dip, right? Because I think I know what the future is going to look like. And you know what? At least I'm talking about the future. Toby Ward's talking about the future. Like all these videos, like, hey, man, let's talk about the future, not about what we're chasing today. SEC transfers top crypto litigator to the IT department. Okay, well, this is funny. And I did know somebody was going to get transferred to Alaska. I don't recommend this because, an employment lawyers are going to make a lot of money in the Virginia, Washington, D.C. area with how people are getting treated with hiring and firing. Okay, but the administration is making a point, and I don't think we're quite getting it. Regulation by litigation is over. It's so over, right? And this allows the tech part of the world, which I'm going to start now calling hyperliquid, right? If I say Web3, I get tuned out. If I say hyperliquid, everybody goes, right? Hyperliquid, right? What's the future? The future. These guys are not around anymore. Now, that doesn't mean your bags automatically go up, but it doesn't stop innovation. It doesn't stop the new stuff from coming out or old stuff that actually gets used. Solana was dead in 2022. Dead. Every single influencer on TV saying it was done at $10. That's not true. What's the Solana at $10 after this crash? Join the YouTube member area and find out. SEC in purgatorial state despite positive signs. Okay. SEC wants to wait for direction from high up on how to handle stuff. Like, it's kind of funny. The whole agency is like it's closed. Now, hopefully they're still on top of securities fraud and the stuff that goes on in legacy where they're supposed to be policing that stuff. Hopefully they're on that, where grandmas are getting defrauded or whatever. That's their job. Hopefully they're acting in that law enforcement, hence the eagle capacity, right? But they're done suing people into oblivion. That's good. It is. Even if you get 3 days of volatility in crypto, who cares? The wicked witch is dead. Okay. Tech stocks lead U.S. rebound, but still lag behind global names. Now, why is that? So let's talk about DeepSeek, right? DeepSeek is this Chinese AI program. It comes out. Allegedly, they made it for not a lot of money, whatever. Okay. What most likely happened is somebody built a model with chips they weren't supposed to have. And then they used it to scare everybody, which they did a good job. They did a good job. It's a nice little propaganda chess move by the Chinese. But the real lesson of DeepSeek is that everything is going to change every 8 weeks with AI. The iPhone era is gone. Like, oh, I have the best phone. Therefore, my company's worth $3 trillion. Or like Microsoft. Every PC in the whole world needs our software. So that's it. We're worth $3 trillion because that's it. We are it. Guess what? There is no it anymore at the corporate level. There's no it because you can have a button or a robot change everything. So whatever your assumptions are about investing in equities and bonds and all this stuff, you can throw it out the window because whatever you think you have, like this stock is right on the money. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, I better question everything. Well, good news is we do that in crypto all the time. And we may be doing it now. Like, hey, do we have the right position on? Hey, are we long the future or are we long the past? These are things you have to figure out over the next 3 days, right? Now, our answer in the YouTube member area is like pretty simple. It's, and you've heard it before, but we kind of took it up a notch. But DeepSeek is not negative. I mean, it's negative in the sense that the delusion in the equity market has to end, but that delusion eventually benefits crypto. Because as one guy says, and it's actually a total genius, guy's name's Jorge Visser, I used to work for him. Bitcoin is the ultimate AI play. In other words, if the whole world goes crazy, the only thing it's seemingly we can all agree on is that we need a different form of money. Machines are going to use crypto, and Bitcoin is money you can't print, period, at the end of the day. And everybody has forgotten that because the government didn't moon their bags, right? The government, Trump did his job. He's trying to protect the people, trying to do what he thinks is best, versus coming in the first day and going, yeah, man, let's go. Let's moon everything. No, that didn't happen. And everybody got leveraged and disappointed. Why? Everyone's going to sell. I don't know, the yen. There'll be a disturbance. Everyone will sell. Can you remember what the last 7 down trades were about? No. And if you have another one, even if you have another 72 hours, like right now, I can pull up the chart of the yen. We will later and be like, oh no, here we go again, right? We started a little currency turmoil. Now it's got unintended consequences. Again, governments want to play around with tariffs. Like, and if you get the economics book out and you go to the section, like, are tariffs a good thing? Normally, no. That's why they call it a trade war. It's normally not that good. I mean, it is if you want to make a point from a national security, geopolitical point of view, but generally speaking, it's not good. And you could have currency volatility off this. And I told you this at the beginning of the year. You're going to have currency volatility in legacy. Crypto will not be born. Crypto's not going to pop out of an Easter basket. Okay. Crypto's going to pop out of the ashes of legacy. So it's going to create volatility. So tech stocks went down. Yeah. Tech stocks suck. They've probably topped. Now, does that mean they're going to go to zero? No. Can they go down 15%? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, let's do it this week. We had our turn. Now they can have theirs. Crypto at a crossroads with fundamentals. Here are the metrics to watch. If tokens don't trade on fundamentals, then why is crypto correlated to NASDAQ? I don't know, bro, because you're thinking about the past, not about the future. What is the fundamentals of crypto? The price of eggs. The pain at the grocery store. I need a different form of money. Oh, look, I made a Facebook post. Oh, look, it's the cops. Sir, you need to come with us. You were naughty on Twitter. That's the fundamentals of crypto, bro. Because you know what? That's exactly what John McAfee said was the fundamentals of crypto. You need the fundamentals of crypto? How about the Declaration of Cryptocurrency Independence? This is something you need to remember, because I need to remember when they sell it in my face and they sell it in your face, or half your bag melts down because I don't know, because you did a wrong trade. I mean, some congressman was on the tape puking out, stopping at a virtual. The reason we're here is because of cryptocurrency as a mechanism of human independence. So they want to get volatile? Great. Have fun with that. We will stand down there and take it from you. And you know what? If we don't, the machines will. Because the machines are coming. The machines are coming. You will have AI agents buying and selling crypto on behalf of humans and just flat out on their own. That's what an AI agent does. You program it, you tell it to do something, and it does it without you having to babysit it. And what's an AI agent going to do? AI agent is going to go, you know what? I have a really great idea. Let's buy the Canadian dollar and let's buy some call options on the Swiss franc. No, that's not what they're going to do. Not that we don't love the Swiss franc. Switzerland always wanted to go there, started at Swiss bank, but you get the point. Computers are not doing fiat. Crypto Czar David Sacks calls Bitcoin an excellent store of value. I hope so, bro, because you're about to store a lot of value in it, right? The Orange Man's popularity is connected to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can go down, and they probably hope it does because they probably have untold billions to buy eventually. Now, people wanted those untold billions unleashed on day one. Like, hey, we're at the inaugural ball. Hey, I'm dancing with Melania. Hey, watch this. I'm going to push a button and moon your bags. And everything went down 40% when that illusion was shattered. Live with ugly bottoms. This could be an ugly bottom. I don't know, right? Maybe it's over. I hope it is. If it's not, who cares? 3 more days of ugly. The uglier it is, the higher it's going when it's going up and people turn around and get long in the future. Peter Thiel-backed Bullish Global considers IPO. A guy who has a lot of influence with the administration probably wants to IPO before the stock market cracks. I don't blame him. XRP Ledger's hour-long halt sparks debate over consensus trade-offs. You know, it's so funny how people get down on ETH. I got down on ETH, right? Every time something fails, they have to make it stronger. Like Coinbase and Solana on the Trump coin, that can never happen again. You can't. Especially if they want AI and they want an ICO boom, or they want like real world assets operating on Solana. And the same goes for XRP Ledger. Every time there's a problem, it's got to come back stronger. Solana and Ethereum rival Berachain launching this week. Quietly, right? SUI, SEI, Aptos, they all launched in a down market quietly and sat there on Coinbase for pennies for a long time. A lot of times when you have a lot of volatility, the new stuff that comes out, right? Berachain, Abstract, all this stuff, quietly, right? The new stuff. Like, you know, did you know about Hyperliquid when it first came out? Or Ondo. I know a guy that was into Ondo when it first came out. You know, he called it condo finance. I was like, really? What is that about? Now it's like, I don't know. It's practically like on-chain BlackRock. The future. Think about the future. Trump's SEC crypto task force reveals plan to get out of regulatory mess. Yeah. I mean, it's a mess because they tried to sue everybody to make laws. They wanted judges to make laws when that's the job of parliaments and congresses. Meet the U.S. Congress, who's now repping Ethereum on his X profile. Okay. Politicians want the crypto vote. They do. Now, what they're doing is they're creating a perception that their whole job is to moon your bags, which it doesn't work that way. Your bags go up because there's a real reason why they go up. Like, we need a different form of money, or we need a different version of the internet, or somebody decides we need to invest in a different form of finance in order to grow our way out of debt. But it is good that these guys are at least talking positive. You know, I saw something before, somebody's tweeting, well, the market's immune to good news. No, the market is not reacting to positive talk. The market needs action. Like, such and such company invests in a DeFi protocol, right? Or such and such country or bank adopts XRP as a cross-border payment mechanism. Or another giant company or government buys Bitcoin. Like, that's what moves the market. The market doesn't magically levitate because somebody tweets. Yeah, maybe in the beginning, but not on a regular basis. So we have a congressman. Good. The more congressmen you have on your side, when it actually comes time to move in a crisis and move a sovereign wealth fund and a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this is not an inauguration pumpathon, when it actually matters who owns these assets and who controls Web3, When it matters, you'll want to have guys like this on your side because they won't have to figure it out. They already got it. They already got it that in order to be popular with you, they have to get with the program. And then when the need arises, key emphasis, when the need arises and capital markets go, oh yeah, we want to do this. Mr. Market, not Mr. President, not Mr. SEC Chairman, not Mr. Saylor. Mr. Market goes, oh yeah, we are repricing all of this because we want this and this matters, just like the Magnificent Seven over the last 15 years. Boom. That's when things happen in crypto. First, we got to start with some guy liking it. Then they're going to act. The governments and Mr. Market, more importantly. ETH versus Bitcoin hits a 4-year low. What a shame. Honestly, what a shame. Right? Ethereum's got a lot of value as a network, right? And everyone's holding money on Solana because they want to get long the past, or they want to get long whatever worked last year. You got to figure out what's going to work this year. That requires work and the YouTube member area. Bitcoin now has a trustless bridge to Ethereum through Arbitrum. Dude, cross-chain, right? Toby Ward keeps saying cross-chain, right? Move from one place to another, from Bitcoin to Solana, right? Or Bitcoin Ethereum to Solana, or Bitcoin Sui Ethereum to Solana, whatever, right? All of these new chains that are going to come out, it's like they're probably going to come out with an automatic ability to link. And if they don't, someone will make one. Multicoin Capital has got something that they invested in, Zion, that's got our attention in the YouTube member area in a big way. Bitcoin will rise to $500,000. We talked about that. Atypical Bitcoin bull market can extend. Everybody has to, you know what everyone is doing? It's like everyone's looking for the end. Like, oh, how long is the cycle going to be? I have 6 weeks, 3 days, 2 hours, and 10 minutes to moon my bags and sell before it goes down for 5 years. It's not going to work that way anymore. I'm telling you, it's not. We've been telling people this in the YouTube member area. It doesn't work that way. You're just going to have to live with simply 50 and 62% retracements. Stuff goes up, stuff goes down. Stuff goes back up, stuff goes back down again. It's one of the reasons why I like the antivirus chart. I like the price action. And the price action in the rest of this market, although extremely difficult, most of it, unless stuff is still on its lows, most of it's not that bad. It's just like brutal, brutal retracements. Brutal. I mean, why is a 62% retracement in a chart book? Why? Like, why doesn't the chart book read, well, you know, you buy it when it breaks a trend line and then it goes straight up and you get rich? Why does the chart book talk about ebb and flow, ebb and flow? Like, why does it talk about that? Well, because that's how markets move. That's how markets, not manipulated by central bank liquidity, that's how they move. I know that sucks. I know no one wants to hear that. I got caught. I thought XRP was going to look differently. I thought it was a different structure. But I looked at the chart and I'm like, well, look at it in a while. And, oh, yeah, it just did a retracement. Was it pretty? No, not really. Was it fun? No, not really. Could the next 3 days be fun? I don't know. But I know at the end of the next 3 days, you know, if crypto is still standing, then we have all made a statement, right? That the spot holders didn't puke it out. The levered margin babies are gone, but the spot holders didn't puke it out, even if the yen or whatever happens, right? It's like, you know, that the thing in the American national anthem, you know, the flag was still there. You know, is the Bitcoin flag still there? Even if it, whatever it does in 3 days. Right. By the end of the week, we will have survived a 7-round Rocky Balboa fight. And if we're the objective, in case you're wondering what we're doing on the stream today, the objective is to be like Rocky Balboa in the first Rocky movie, where he told Adrian that all he wanted to do was be left standing in the ring at round 16. He wanted to be standing there still fighting the champ. And that's what you got to do, right? You got to go 16 rounds with monkey market, because tariffs and new policies all come with volatility. And volatility can be your friend. All right. US wants to bring stable coins onshore. Hey, we want crypto made in America. And we can't get that all done in 1 week, okay? Or 1 month, but we want it made here. And I don't understand why that is so mysterious to people, that they wanted it all right away. Dude, you don't want all the good news right away because it gets sold. You want a little bit. This is what they said. Yeah, in 170 days, we'll talk to you about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We got to set up an account at Coinbase. And in 90 days, we'll talk to you about the Sovereign Wealth Fund. We're going to tariff everybody and put the money in the Sovereign Wealth Fund at the Treasury. And then we'll get that sorted out, right? These guys are like doing new revolutionary stuff. And people are like, well, how does this affect my bags? It's not. Okay, I'm going to sell. This is why you got to watch the show, right? This is why you got to listen to Toby, right? It's like, you're listening to me. Who am I listening to? Toby. Come on, see us, right? Like, the only reason I didn't lose my mind is because I did shows with her. And I'm not going to lie. MicroStrategy halted Bitcoin purchases. Oh my God. Now, the real reason for this is because Mike wound up on the cover of Forbes magazine. I had the dubious distinction of saying it would meant a rotation from Bitcoin to altcoins, at which point altcoins went down 50%. Whoops. I took a bite of the "this time is different" apple. Ouch. Okay, so Mike's got to live with that. And you know what? I actually like a world where Michael Saylor's experiencing pain, because that makes him more determined and more angry. And he comes out and says, big strategy day coming up. That was the tweet today. Where's Michael Saylor? Why isn't he buying Bitcoin? Yeah, well, because I'm getting ready. Because I'm getting ready to, I don't know, set up a DCA program or whatever he's going to do. Right? Whatever he's going to do. But he's got a tough time going on TV now. I hate to say it, but it's harder for him. Right? Now he's got to go on TV and say, hey, Mike, how's it feel to have topped the whole market? Now, I know Michael Saylor's going to say, I topped the market for what? 3 days, you idiot? He won't say you idiot, but everybody's bearish Michael Saylor. Everyone hates Michael Saylor. Everyone wants to tear him down. Everybody wants to be short his stock. Everybody know, oh my God, Michael Saylor stopped buying Bitcoin for 5 minutes. Mike, I don't know if you knew this or not, but your job was to pump my bags. It's not. It's not his job to pump your bags. It's his job to buy all the Bitcoin he can, because that's the high conviction trade that he's doing. What's the high conviction trade that you're doing? Right? Steven reminds me it's 15 rounds. Whatever it was, man, you know, you do 15 rounds with Apollo Creed, you got to really want it. You got to really want it. And that's the way it is in crypto, right? It's easy. It's easy to feel bad. It's easy to look at this and go, oh my God, what, you think I'm immune from that? You think anybody's immune from that? Like Michael Saylor did stop buying Bitcoin for a day. Like he did. He's like, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to think about this for a second. What are we going to do? It wasn't like, oh my God, I don't want Bitcoin anymore. It's like, oh my God, how are we going to handle this? We weren't expecting this level of volatility off the price of maple syrup. Welcome to 2025. Equities-Crypto relationship is likely to weaken in the long term. Oh my God, an investment banking research department that finally has something intelligent to say about the relationship between crypto and the rest of the world, namely, Toby Ward said it for a year, decoupling, more than that. Decoupling, right? Like the tariff thing should have wrecked equities. Equities went up and crypto went down 50%. Okay, that's fine. We got it out of the way. Got it out of the way. We ran 100-yard sprints and we puked, and that's it. Okay. Now, the next one is going to be stock market, NVIDIA, and all those characters. So, yeah, will that affect crypto? Yeah, probably. Will it be down 50%? I don't think so. And even if it is something disturbing, crypto is going to come straight back, especially if it's a legacy disturbance. Crypto is the future. Crypto, and I'm borrowing this from Jordy. I'm like taking it to another level. Crypto is the AI trade. Jordy says Bitcoin is the AI trade. I think it's all of crypto is the AI trade. What's the AI trade? Massive disruption of the world every 8 weeks. That's the AI trade, right? It's not DeepSeek. It's not this robot or that robot. It's just the world's going to change every 8 weeks. And what's the only constant? The only constant is we need a different form of money. That's it. And a different version of the internet. Like we can take control of it or a machine can take control of it. That seems simple to me. Bullish Global weighs IPO. Yeah, the crypto exchange whose parent company is backed by Peter Thiel. Again, let's get to the market before equities blow up. Bitcoin drops below 2025 realized price levels, raising risk of further downside. Wait, you mean if crypto goes down, it could continue to go down? Oh my God. I can't believe that. I got to get a copy of this report. People, crypto can always go down. Small coins can go to zero. The small coin I love, AIntivirus, that can go to zero. Anything can go to zero. AIntivirus, the first version, did go to zero, went to 165,000 market cap 2 weeks after I did marketing on YouTube for it. Okay. From great pain comes great opportunity. Ondo Finance. Wait, BlackRock is going to be on chain? Wait a minute. I didn't think BlackRock mattered anymore. Yeah, BlackRock was going to do as a fad. Like, yeah, let's buy some Bitcoin. Okay, let's go to lunch. Yeah, what are we doing next week? Oh, let's do meme coins this week. Okay. No, people. That's not how it works at BlackRock, right? They want to get everything on chain. Ohm was making a new high, right? Lochez, Spartan number 300 was long Ohm. She's like, Bill, I don't know. I can't move around my room because there's too much money on the floor. I can't go anywhere. There's too much money. And Ondo's next. Like BlackRock wants everything on chain. The Sovereign Wealth Fund, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, they may buy ETFs from BlackRock. They may have an aspect that's on chain. BlackRock may want to get to capital markets without having to access and go through banks. I mean, this is not fresh news, people. Like everyone's like, oh, the market is immune to news. And, the good news comes out, but the market doesn't go up and my bags aren't being pumped and I'm upset. People, they don't understand the news. No one understands the news because the news is about the future. People want their meme coin moving now. It's about what is going to move the future. If you make that bet, just like if you made the NVIDIA bet in 2014, you're now a retired genius. Where are the NVIDIAs of the future? Well, guess what? They're here right now. They're being released. New products are coming out. New DeFi stuff's coming out. Hyperliquid, strong like bull. AI agents, going to have an ICO boom. This is not happening. Oh, it's happening. But it's happening and everyone is selling because they got emotional, right? Like Warren Buffett. Like everyone makes fun of Warren Buffett in crypto. You know how Warren Buffett made all his money? By simply understanding a narrative and waiting for everybody to get emotionally imbalanced and taking all their securities from them when they were upset. Okay, you are no longer upset. I've taken your securities. Go off and have a good life. I'm going to become a gazillionaire with your securities. Do not give the future to someone. Now, if you did a bad trade, you did a bad trade. Everyone in this market did a bad trade. Everyone did. Everyone was long. Everyone thought it was going up. Everyone's done a bad trade. Exit the bad trade and get involved in the future. Period. Bitcoin gold ratio at 12-week low. Why is gold up? Does anyone know? Seriously, does anyone know? Like everyone says gold is up, Bitcoin should follow. That's true. That's what happened last time. Why is gold up? No one is asking me these questions. No one. No one is asking the question. Why is gold up? Probably because there's a problem with a bank or a currency or the tariff talk has unintended consequences. And you could have disturbances in the currency market. Because if you open up an economics textbook and you go to the trade part, you will see tariffs are not a good idea. I never paid attention to that when they talked about it in economics. I'm like, okay, yeah, tariffs are not a good idea. You know, this is 1991. It's like, okay, yeah, tariffs, not a good idea. Let the free market work. Okay. You know, it's like these things disturb capital markets. And when you have capital markets disruption, crypto is still a little tiny market. It's going to be volatility, but that's okay, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever disturbances they create will reveal the weaknesses in the system that led us to come over here to begin with, which is why we care about the future, not about what's going on right now. Bitcoin hash rate hits all-time high, defying analysts' expectation. Like Bitcoin, it's like a machine. It just keeps going and going and going. And everyone's like, oh, it's above 100. Oh, it's below 100. Oh, my downside target is 75. Oh no, my downside target is 81. Who cares? Like, okay, yes, we're going to read the charts. I understand that. But dude, it's an unstoppable freaking machine. It's the new money. It's the AI trade. Let's stop calling it Bitcoin. Let's stop calling it the future of money. Let's call it the AI trade. And we're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I like that. I mean, when Jordy says that in equities, they get all bent out of shape. Like, no, the AI trade is NVIDIA. Jordy's like, no, dude, it's Bitcoin. It's the new stuff. It's the new stuff, not the old stuff. The old stuff is the Magnificent Seven. The new stuff is Bitcoin. Security staff wants to hire in Hong Kong for market surveillance and enforcement. Hong Kong doubles down on regulation staff. Can you imagine? I know I talk about this. I was fortunate enough to have seen this place twice. Maybe I'll get to see it again. It's like 4 New York cities jammed into Central Park. It's like a tropical jungle with 4 New York cities. Like they got to have tunnels underneath the skyscrapers. It's so big. Like mainland China has its language, Mandarin, basically. And Hong Kong is so big that it's got its own language, Cantonese. And can you imagine what happens if all these people get into crypto? Like they need crypto cops because they're going to have a crypto industry. Can you imagine what happens if these people get involved and we're all selling, we're all bearish, we're all losing our mind? You know, I don't know if they're going to sell it in the next 3 days. I don't know. There's going to be a yen problem, or this problem, or that problem. These people are coming massively, like all at the same time. Like I said, your bags don't moon themselves. They don't moon themselves. They don't moon themselves off tweets. They moon because somebody goes, you know what? Mr. Market goes, there's a reason we need to buy this stuff. It's too cheap. It needs to go up. I need it. Who does that? How about all these people? How about it? CME's monthly crypto volume hit record high in January. Volume is a good thing. Winter is not. I would rather have volatility and have one of my positions get whacked 30%, knowing that it's not a dead market. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, you got 72 hours, you got 42 hours of, okay, back and forth. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Just keep your hands up, right? Because the volatility and the volume, as Michael Saylor says, is energy for what's next. And what's next is crypto on the upside. That's it. That's it. It's just a question of how much you have to deal with and how people adjust their mentality. As I'm adjusting my mentality as I'm talking to you. This is not a prepared script show, folks. We don't read this off a teleprompter. I look at this and then I talk to you, which is much healthier than talking to myself. Just saying, right? Anthony Scaramucci says U.S. pro-crypto regulation likely by November. Scaramucci also described Trump's official meme coin as bad for the industry. So, again, listen to this, right? We'll have a regulatory framework ready for you by November. I mean, they may need that for stable coins. I don't know. But I mean, the regulatory framework is Gensler's not here anymore. That's the regulatory framework. You want a regulatory clarity? It's Gensler with a cardboard box, and everybody at the SEC does not know what to do. Do you want to know when you've had the biggest stock market rallies in history? When the government is like gridlocked. When you have like 50 Republicans and 50 Democrats and they can't pass anything. Or you have Congress is one party and the president's another, and I won't sign your laws and you won't sign mine, and nothing gets done. Stock market goes, oh, thank God. No government interference. Boom. Higher. So as long as they can get the SEC to stop suing people, that's good enough for me. Then eventually they'll onboard, I don't know, all the places that need stablecoin legislation to onboard, blah, 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 blah. Trump's meme coin, bad for the space. Really? You think so, huh? You think all these people that did their first crypto transaction with a debit card? When were people supposed to do their first crypto transaction? When did you do yours? I was like, oh my God, I got to get on Coinbase. I got to figure this out. I mean, it was that much. MetaMask was the same thing. I'm doing TV shows with a bunch of guys who are like, they had way more crypto experience than I was. Like, oh my God, I got to get it together. I logged on to one of my first exchanges when my boss at the time took me to a crypto conference in Las Vegas. And instead of giving a talk, I was supposed to do live perp trading at the conference, at the speech, at the podium. I opened up the book. It says live trading with Bill Noble. I'm like, what? I'm in my hotel room trying to get on Binance, trying to figure out, what am I going to do? This is exactly what everyone goes through, their first trade. So for everybody else, the Trump meme coin's like, oh, I can just click a button on my debit card and get some Melania. Cool. Your Trump sneakers that you buy, did you pay $300 for or more? What are they worth after you've worn them 3 or 4 times? $20 at the Goodwill? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's any souvenir worth after you own it? Unless it's a hyper collectible. That's how people looked at the Trump coin. They got onboarded. Dude. It's not bad for the space. What was bad for the space is Forbes going, oh my God, crypto's amazing. And that's media hyperbole. That was bad for the space. That's not Michael Saylor's fault. That's just, when the media gets hyper excited, you got to watch out. Right. Ethereum raises gas limit. So it's getting easier to trade on Ethereum. Thank God. MetaMask has introduced something where, you can pay the gas with the coin you buy. Genius. How long did that take to figure out? God almighty. Right? I mean, machines are going to pick layer ones to trade on. Hopefully, whoever's got the layer ones and whoever's running them has got their act together. Lending protocol Aave, 200 million in liquidations. No problem. A lot of people have forgotten this. This recent liquidation was bigger than FTX, and the system handled it pretty much without a hiccup. I mean, yeah, Coinbase couldn't process the Trump meme coin, but when the market went down, it didn't blow up the whole ecosystem. That's interesting, don't you think? There's like 10 billion liquidated. We're still here. We're fine. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's over. No, bro. Over is the market doesn't work. FTX, we were afraid the market wasn't going to work anymore. This was just boom, everyone out. And we're all still here. And we're still here. And if you're still here at the end of the week, you'll be like, wow, what a wild week in crypto. This week in baseball, your crypto conviction got tested. How did you do? Okay, well, everyone's done a little whining, a little crying, a little soul searching, a little WTF. Okay. So we're still here. And what's the future? It's like, the answer to the question is 25% cheaper than it was a week ago. Think of it that way. Howard Lutnick softened stance on Tether instability. It's kind of funny how when the guy that has to manage the sovereign wealth fund may have to use Tether, that he stops hating on Tether to get attention on Twitter. It's like when you get that real job, you don't have to be out there making noise just to be relevant. you can actually just do your job. Now, whether he uses Tether or Circle, he's probably going to use Circle, right? Tether probably didn't know about a sovereign wealth fund. If they did, they probably would not have relocated to El Salvador, because I guarantee you the sovereign wealth fund will be using Made in America everything, at least for the first 4 years. Bitcoin still following previous cycle's trajectory despite price drop. So everybody has an analog. Everybody wants their bags to go straight up. They may. But it's like comparing this cycle versus last cycle. Dude, last cycle, we didn't have $37 trillion in debt. Last cycle, we didn't have to have the CEO of an electric car company going through the government's books. I mean, dude, this is a new era. XRP teases 2017 like bull pattern against Bitcoin. Okay. XRP versus Bitcoin is undervalued, right? XRP, like they wanted the strategic Bitcoin reserve to be like, hey guys, just kidding. We're doing the strategic XRP reserve. Just kidding. That was never going to happen. XRP is still American fast money. It still is. And we may need fast American money if you see currency market volatility that the gold market is warning about. Okay, David Sacks at the press conference. We will be heavy on Bitcoin. We will discuss the sovereign wealth fund. We will roll out the time frames with Cynthia Loomis. We will be America first. And we didn't talk about XRP. Okay. Sovereign wealth fund, we'll call you in 90 days. The strategic Bitcoin reserve, we'll call you in 6 months. Do these guys look like they're kidding? I'm just saying, really. Just look at the picture and tell me these guys are kidding. This is the first time I've seen a picture of Trump where he wasn't actually moving the pen. I think the pen is there, but he's not. This is a picture of Trump not moving the pen. They just don't look like guys who kid around to me. That's maybe I made something wrong with me. Doge is trying to get $1 billion a day in cuts, and the only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency. He can cut all he wants. The currency has to change in value. And if the market is volatile, that's what you have to tell yourself. Oh, look at this. Gold up only. You know, folks, here's a funny thing that you haven't heard about gold. Everyone thinks that gold, like, you know, it's just a little bit every day, a little bit. Oh, isn't that gold? Isn't that cute? That's cute. Yeah. People, commodities were the original volatile instruments. Like commodities were crypto 30 years ago, right? Like the wild stuff that you never touched. I remember Hillary Clinton got in trouble, or got in media trouble for having live cattle futures investments. You know, she wanted to, you know, have a little gamble. That was crypto back in the day. Gold is a commodity. Gold can be extremely volatile, like a commodity. Gold volatility, in other words, gold is moving very slowly. So, you know, gold options aren't that exciting because it just moves very slowly. But what happens if it's like the Bitcoin standard? What happens if gold is gradually, then suddenly? And why would that happen? Has anyone asked this question? Everyone is asking, why are my bags not higher? When they should be asking about the declaration of cryptocurrency independence and whether or not that includes gold. And if gold starts to accelerate, what does that mean for legacy? What is that telling you about the system? What does that mean about buying the dip in crypto? What does that mean about trying to find the future and trying to get out of whatever doesn't work and into what does? That you're going to have to think on your feet. This is not 2021. I'm just telling you right now. Like, I know I can make jokes about these places. The next time you drive by a Schwab office, a JP Morgan office, a Merrill Lynch office, next time you drive by one of these places, because I know Schwab has, you know, I don't want to call them storefronts, but, you know, you can see Charles Schwab branches. Why are those branches there? Why are they there? So people can figure out how to manage volatility, how they can go in and get a manager. Like, hey, listen, you guys have managed accounts where I give my money to a manager and he picks the stocks? Do you realize that that's, stocks prior to the Magnificent Seven, you actually had to pick the stocks in order to make a living. Otherwise, you would be fired because people could just drop their money in a mutual fund. The game in stocks is to build a portfolio that does better than the S&P. That's the game. Like NVIDIA, right? Find something that's going to go massively higher versus the rest of the market. Guess what? It's the same game in crypto now. It's the same game, right? This is why the YouTube member area, right? This is why we do all the sector analysis. This is why we take the whole universe and say, okay, these are the 10 coins of the week that we're looking at, right? I mean, who else is doing that? Like YouTube influencers will come on and say, all right, well, we like this coin. I do that, right? But who's going, okay, we looked at the whole world this week, and here's 10 coins to look at. And here's the theme amongst the 10 coins. That is the new game. The intelligence community offers buyouts to its workforce. This is the intelligence community, right? This is the men in black. Most likely, anyone who takes this offer has already got another job lined up. That said, if they're going to do it to these guys, if they're not afraid to do it to these guys, they're not afraid of anything. They're going to do it. They're going to do whatever they said they were going to do. And everybody acts like because it didn't happen yesterday that it's not going to happen. Now, will some of this tariff stuff create volatility? Yes. We have to deal with that. Yes. Wall Street exists to help companies and other institutions with volatility. That's the original purpose of Wall Street. It's like, hey, stocks, bonds, all over the place, currencies. Like Ray Dalio got famous because McDonald's went to him and says, we cannot figure out how to hedge chicken McNuggets. Like there's an egg market. I think there's a chicken market, but like we got all these ingredients that go into chicken McNuggets. How do we hedge the commodities? And Ray Dalio had to sit in his apartment and do the math and figured out how McDonald's could hedge chicken McNuggets, and Bridgewater was born. Somebody went to him and said, I don't know how to deal with this volatility. Now, guess what? We're in a decentralized world, so there is no Schwab branch. I am the Schwab branch of crypto, as well as other researchers, right? YouTube member area, right? Like, what do I do? How do I get, everyone wants investment advice. What you really need is guidance on how to deal with portfolios. Like Ray Dalio didn't say short chickens, long eggs. That's investment advice. He's like, no, let me give you a framework for how to approach your McNugget trade. This is what Wall Street does when it's at its best. That's the Wall Street I wanted to go to when I was a kid. EU seeks early U.S. talks to avert the orange man. No one wants a peace. And if the tariffs create crazy market volatility, you know what? I think he might actually like it to a point because it'll make him more scared. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. Trump czar says golden age coming. I've never met a golden age that wasn't born out of extreme volatility. Okay, let's go to some charts. Noticing things are a little jumpy today. Okay. We have volatility in the yen. This is the US dollar versus the yen. And the yen is going down right there. Now, hopefully it doesn't turn into this because this is what wrecked the market last time. This could be the one chart market update, right? It is getting, when the dollar goes down and the yen goes up, that hurts the equity market. The equity market uses the weak yen to get speculation going. Let's see if I've got the chops on TradingView. Okay. Okay. This disturbance in Bitcoin was from the yen carry trade, right? The dollar went down, then it got disorderly, and Bitcoin went from 63 to 52, and everyone panicked. Matter of fact, the panic actually lasted for like a month. Okay. Could they do it again? I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is the 200-day moving average in dollar yen, USD JPY on TradingView at 152. So I guess we'll find out, right? This is why the title of the stream is, what are we looking at in the next 72 hours? Hopefully we're not looking at this. Hopefully not. And if we're not, we come back stronger the next day. Even if we are, guess what? We'll come back stronger the next day. You just got to manage your P&L and make sure you're not one of these people getting liquidated and have no trading capital, right? Like, Solana, XRP, all the speculative instruments, getting hit today, right? That's what happens. Like what's going on in equities? Like equities are unchanged, which is just nauseating. Can you believe it? Like the yen is moving and they're selling crypto and buying stocks. Oh, God, it's so hard to deal with. But, we will have our day. Okay. We have a week of indigestion with crypto because I think people are disappointed, right? They're disappointed and I can't change that. But for all the disappointment, MicroStrategy is not down, right? It's not down. If you look at the daily chart, it's still at this key crossroads, at this like LuxAlgo triangle, right? It's sitting on its equilibrium right here. So sometimes what happens is that nothing happens. It's just a nothing burger. But when you break out from these apexes, once it gets going in a direction, that's the direction it goes in. So either Michael Saylor's company is going to crack and the hedge funds are going to be right, or the hedge funds are going to get squeezed out. God, would I love to see that. Hedge funds are normally always wrong when they all do the same thing all at once. Wow. Antivirus. Holy cow. What happened? I saw somebody was commenting about it. It's like somebody said antivirus at 20 cents. I'm like, we can only hope. All right. So antivirus went up. I think what's happening here is two things. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is the AI agent meme coin for the resurrection of the most famous crypto influencer ever, John McAfee. Okay. And it's going to have privacy products, and you're going to be able to use the coin to buy, private email, private cell phone service, private gift cards. So it'll have a use case, and this agent already talks. The question is, what platform is it going to talk on? But John McAfee is back. He's back. And his widow Janice is on board. And I've heard enough John McAfee stories, both on TV, in books, and from firsthand sources to know the power of this thing. And people are looking for a home for Solana. Solana doesn't trade well, so why don't we buy some, ridiculously valued coin? I mean, this thing was at 5 million 2 days ago. Just a 30-minute chart. 2 days. Wait a minute. Yeah. On February 2nd, this had a $5 million market cap. And somebody's going, well, you know what? Solana is not trading well, so let's move money over here. Let's just move money into this. You don't need the whole long story for me. People are just out looking for something cheap. I mean, I haven't checked it lately. With the Eagle King, we found Trump, Elon, fart, meme coin. I think it was in like maybe the Made in America coin or the Politify section. Trump, Elon, fart. That was the name of the coin. 25 million market cap. While this thing was trading at 5, and there's videos all over the site. I'm not even going to bore you. I'm not even going to bore you with that, because you can watch an hour's worth of videos about antivirus. You have dog coins at $100 million market cap, 150, Some of them were as high as 250. Fart is still 500 million. And that's 70% off of its high at 2.5 billion. Okay, so Bitcoin on DeMark, right? Normally you'll go 1 through 9, and then you'll have a top, and then go 1 through 9, and then a bottom. That's what a range trading environment is. So the reason the name of the title is like 2 more days is because I don't know. We got anywhere from 3 to 4 business days of volatility because you don't know. Is this going to go sideways or is this going to go down? I don't know. XRP, right? Today, 6, 7, 8, 9. So whatever they're going to do to this, they're probably going to do it over the weekend, now, sometime. Just get it out of the way. Algorand got pretty decent support at 27 cents. Now, the Algorand chart actually makes a case for sideways. It doesn't have to be a calamity. The best case scenario for crypto, I know you're not going to like this. The best case scenario for crypto is Solana down 4%. It trades terrible in a confined space because it never trades good at the bottom. It never looks good at the bottom, right? Like here's Hedera. Oh, look at this wick down and wick back. Oh, it's amazing, right? The question is, are people willing to pay higher prices? Like, oh yeah, people want to buy it when it's down 40%. Everybody wants to buy it when it's down 40%. Are you going to buy it when it goes back up again? Now, in this case, no, not right this second, right? And here it is. Here it is. Elon Trump fart. ETF 500. Good symbol. I got to hand it to him. That's good. I got to hand it to him. Like AIntivirus just jumped over Elon Trump fart, which is now at 1 cent and was as high as 3 cents. So the market cap, wait. This coin is currently 65% off of its high. I mean, folks, I can bull post AIntivirus until I'm blue in the face. I don't think I have to shut up and think about it until it gets to 100 million. Until it gets to 100 million, right? Like, so I chart this coin every day. This is Ski Mask Dog. Now, Ski Mask Dog is definitely a cool dog coin to me. It's kind of cooler than your average dog coin. The market cap on this is 133 million. 133 million. And that is, just to make a point, it was down 78% from its high. But it's still at 130 million. I rest my case on AIntivirus. Cardano. Boy, I don't know why everyone thinks Charles Hodgkins is not going to somehow be involved with the Sovereign Wealth Fund or on some kind of crypto advisory committee. I mean, these guys are going to do crypto, and these guys are going to want American-made cryptos. They're just not going to ape into it, right? It's like, oh, yeah, let's ape in. Let's take the treasury. Let's go. Ape. I mean, yes, I am the green button guy, but the giant government entities have to actually come up with a plan and think about it before they hit the green button. Meanwhile, the most important thing is the declaration of cryptocurrency independence, right? Like, there was a time when the United States itself was like the Strategic Reserve and the Sovereign Wealth Fund. It was a strong-willed guy with this. That's it. It's like, okay, now we got to make a country. England was running this place. Now we're running this place. What are we going to do? And everyone was acting like that was an overnight process. It's not. I mean, in that case, it took a century or more. You can give these guys 90 days, right? In the meantime, they sometimes they want to sell. All right, I went way over on time today. We're going to do MicroStrategy. I did it before. We're going to do it again on DeMark. Look, I know it's not going up, so it's not going up and it's not going down. I don't see anything horrendously bearish here at the moment. Matter of fact, I see dips being bought because I think they're just all short. They're all short. And NVIDIA earnings are coming out in a couple days, and we'll find out what happens. Pyth, which is something that's come up a couple times in the member area. Okay, so assuming I have the right symbol here, there is a good component of cryptos that look like this, and now would be a good time for a reversal. That's all I can say, right? Baby whale, what's going on? Okay, the good news on Pyth is that if there is a final puke, it could be a bottom on the 4-hour chart. But like I said, there are large components of the market that it would be a really good idea if it bottomed right away. Chainlink is at the top of our favorites list. Virtual. Okay. That was not the right one. Virtual. Here we go. Okay, here it comes. You got a congressman stopping out of this on tape. So let me tell you something about this. This was a 23,000X last year. Guys bought the dip. They got stopped out. It's at the 76% retracement. And you know what? I'm starting to think that when you get this level of gratification, that you may have to deal with a test. Like Rocky, right? Everyone's like, yeah, Rocky's cool. Yeah, it was really cool that Rocky made it to the end. But Rocky did get punched for 15 rounds. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, he got to the end, but it was unpleasant. And I'm starting to wonder with things like virtual, right? Whether or not there could be an unpleasant, right? An unpleasant bottoming process. Okay. Am I seeing this right? MicroStrategy rebrands as Strategy. MicroStrategy Incorporated has officially rebranded to Strategy. Okay. That sounds good. I don't want to look up the history of corporate name changes. Hopefully it's better than the history of magazine covers. Sorry, Mike. Sorry. Okay, let's take a look at some additional TA. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Okay, so Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart is trading below equilibrium. I don't know how many times I've had to say that, and I haven't, is what I'm saying. It's like, wow. Bitcoin is below equilibrium. Equilibrium is 100. So if you want to get excited about Bitcoin, it has to be above 100. Let's be clinical, right? Okay, ETH, which is trading better today, is still below equilibrium at 2,800. And frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. ETH scares me. Like, if there's something wrong with this market, if there's going to be a yen carry trade, if there's going to be a problem, right? People will hold on to Solana and XRP for various reasons. Other than the ETF and Fidelity absorbing the shock, you got to be careful, I think, if they go down here and retest this, because there are a lot of guys talking about that. What I'm talking about is it's below equilibrium. I want to see things above equilibrium on LuxAlgo. Easy, right? That's it. Okay. Now, Solana has a lot of support down here, and Solana's been below equilibrium for a long time. So just to make the point, Solana on the 4-hour chart this is what can happen if you can't hold equilibrium, right? The good news is for Solana, there's a rock of support down here at 190, right? And then XRP, right? XRP is also below equilibrium. So XRP has got to get itself above 262. Now, what happens if XRP doesn't, or whatever, doesn't get back above equilibrium? Then you're going to sit here and hold your breath for at least 48 hours. And then you're going to join the YouTube member area where you're going to listen to Toby Ward talk about the future and how you got to be long the future. And if there's plays that we've talked about in the YouTube member area, like we list the coins and we just say, okay, this is what we're watching. These are the coins that were up when the market was down. So if these coins turn around and go down, then we whip out the charts on the podcast. We say, okay, here comes a new video. Here comes, like, this is where you should get involved. But we're identifying the future. And if you get caught in these weeds off the price of maple syrup or the yen carry trade or whatever, frankly, the bullshit excuse of the week is, you're going to miss the future. Okay. So I had to go 15 minutes ago. Leave comments down below. We'll take care of requests. Head over to Patreon if you need to, or we'll get you tomorrow. That's the market update. I will see you tomorrow.